Welcome to the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. Here's your host, Brien Hanley.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brien Hanley, and welcome back to Big 12 Insiders. This is kind of Big B's thoughts. You've been starting to do this on Sundays, and you guys have been pretty receptive to it. Thank you again for the support that you guys have given me, but just kind of a wrap up on what's going on. For me, this is fun because it is football season. Basketball is starting to trickle in, and you guys know how much I love college basketball. So this is good stuff. And yesterday was kind of, the epitome. I mean, even at 11 o'clock, I was able to watch. Now, I'm a diehard Louisville fan. I apologize. But I was able to watch that. 3 Big 12 football games all at once. YouTube finally got their act together, so that was heaven for me. So it was a good time, man. Basically all day yesterday. But let's get into it. Again, remember to like, follow, subscribe, continue to get in the comments, and always hit the notification bell so you know exactly when Big 12 Insiders content comes out. Basketball yesterday, I thought the Big 12 kind of represented itself well. I know that BYU lost to UConn, but it basically, first of all, they came back. They got down big, got down 20. And I thought, well, wow, okay, this is ugly. But they fought back in the game. AJ DeBansta basically showed everybody why he might be the number 1 pick in the draft. The first half, he struggled immensely. And it was all a young guy trying to do too much, trying to press and trying to prove on a big stage early in the season that I'm that guy. And he didn't have to do that. It was just play the game, man. Just play the game. Get guys involved. When it's your opportunity to shine, do that. But he was pressing. And it happens. It happened. Young guys will press. We've seen it since basketball has been invented. Guys trying to do too much too early to try to prove something on a national stage. In the second half, totally different. While, he let the game come to him, but he asserted himself, but he wasn't pressing. And there was a difference. Like, he wasn't forcing shots. In the first half, he was forcing shots. In the second half, he asserted his dominance. And there's a difference. There's a difference where if it wasn't there in the second half, he passed the ball. In the first half, he didn't do that. BYU's going to be there, people. They're going to be there. Now, do they have to play better defensively? They do. But I think they will. But they're going to be there. They're going to be, because that's a good UConn team, and they got some veterans on that team. But BYU's going to be there in the end. They're going to be there in the end. So I like that. I like that basketball game. Kansas got to get our main man, Patterson. He got to get healthy. And if they have to sit him out for a month till he gets healthy, they need to do that. He came in and I guess he had an injury, possible injury. He'd already sat out a game this year. I'm like, man, it just until he's 100% healthy, don't put him back on the court. Whether that's one day or a month, don't put him back on the court until he's healthy, period. You don't have anything to prove in these early season games by playing a guy that's injured. It doesn't do you any good. People are going to understand. And if they don't, so be it. Win enough games in the regular season and in conference play to where one game against a Duke or North Carolina or whoever Kansas plays, coming up, just okay, man, fine. You know what? But they won 17 conference games. So move on. A big game today. What is it? Arizona, I believe. Let me look here. No, it's Houston playing Auburn. Big game today. But Houston's better than Auburn. And I think Auburn's going to end up coming back to the pack because, Houston is better than they are. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I get that the game is technically on the road. It's at Birmingham. I mean, that's going to be a road game for Houston. But we'll see. But I like it. I like Houston's very good. College basketball, man, it's here. It's here. I just – you see me lighting up and smiling talking about college basketball. Those are my roots. Those are absolutely my roots, and I love Big 12 college basketball. Moving on to the football side of things, I think we saw some stuff yesterday, and maybe it's a surprise, but to me, not so much. One, we saw the dominance of the conference at the top, just like we thought we would. Texas Tech, BYU, and TCU are better than everybody. They are. They're better than everybody. Tech blew out UCF. Utah, although Utah's defense their pass defense got to get better. You got to get better. Now, I don't know who you're going to play that's going to test you the rest of the season as far as throwing the football, but Baylor kind of did what they wanted to do, but Baylor's defense was Baylor's defense. Lord have mercy. We'll get into the total recap, tomorrow, but that was ugly. And, and BYU stomped the brakes out of TCU, which we kind of thought was going to happen. TCU gave up last week. So what did you think they were going to do on the road this week? Those three teams are just better than everybody. Utah made its case. I know it's Baylor, but Utah's making its case to be in the college football playoff. We got one of the losses that we needed yesterday. It happened. Texas got the doors blown off of them by Georgia. However, Oklahoma winning, that's a problem. That's a problem. Now, they have a tough schedule left. They think they're at home. They play Missouri and LSU. LSU's given up, but Missouri's still fighting. But, those are two games that they should probably win. I don't think they're going to make it to the SEC championship game. They're going to be there. You needed OU to lose. We needed OU to lose yesterday, and they didn't. And not only did OU not lose, OU's going to shoot up in the rankings, and they should. And here's the reason why. Now, you can look at Tennessee and decide whatever you want as far as what Tennessee is. But if it was a Big 12 team, and a Big 12 team, let's just say it was Utah, and Utah won 2 conference games back-to-back on the road, and they beat a number 15 team in the Big 12, a number 15 team on the road, and then the number 4 team on the road in back-to-back weeks, where do you think Utah should be ranked? That's all I'm saying. Look, we can say it's an SEC bias, and it is. We know that it is. But where the rankings actually are, I don't know that a lot of people think that Tennessee's a great football team, but I think they're pretty good. They're not a bad football team. They're okay. Everybody believes that Alabama's a good football team, and they've beaten some people and some teams that would let you know that, yes, Alabama's a good football team. Oklahoma went there and beat them. And their offense didn't play well. Well, they got some turnovers. That's football. That's football. So that one's going to be a problem for the Big 12. OU winning might be the thorn in our side to getting 3 teams in. Now, I know a lot of people are out there, come on, Big B, they're not getting 3 teams in. There was a possibility if OU would have lost, and if they still lose, that's a possibility. Don't just dismiss that. There's still a lot of football left to be played. A lot of football left to be played. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I personally, if BYU and Tech win, just win out, barring the Big 12 championship, win out in the regular season, both of those 2 teams are going to be into the college football playoff. I just feel that they would have to be showing incredible bias if they don't do that. If they don't do that. Now, if they want to try to hose one of them because somebody loses in the Big 12 title game, which the year before they told us getting to your conference championship shouldn't, we saw it with SMU. It shouldn't deter you making it into the college football playoff. So we're going to see what happens with that resume. So those 2 teams just need to win out, and if they do, they'll be in the college football playoff. Hell, Tech is in the running. Now, they got to win the Big 12 title, but they'll be in the running to get a bye. So, and I think after maybe this week, they might be one of those teams that gets that bye. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Utah, that OU win is going to be trouble for them. It's going to be trouble for them because that was their opportunity to leapfrog some teams, and they're not going to be able to do that. Texas is going to fall, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just keep winning, Utah. Just keep winning. Keep blowing people out like you have been, and let the chips fall where they may. Still a lot of football left to be played. A lot of football. But that's where I'm at. One thing that I did want to mention, though, before I get out of here, there's two programs within this conference that are going the opposite directions. And at the beginning of the year, one of them beat the other one. And even in that game, you wouldn't just say, okay, one program's going the opposite direction, that just they beat them. But 2 months later, you can absolutely see one program ascending and the other program descending. Both of them are Wildcats. It's Arizona and Kansas State. Yesterday was the epitome of that. Arizona goes on the road. Not a lot of people think they can win. They beat a top 25 team. I know Cincinnati's coming back to the pack, and they are, but they were still a top 25 team. Arizona goes on the road, and Noah Fafita and the Arizona Wildcats outplayed Cincinnati on the road. That happened. Noah Fafita outplayed Brendan Sorsby. That program, from what it was last year, that pathetic program where the coach and nobody looked interested last year, to all of a sudden a program that's saying, hold on a second, man. We got an opportunity to win 9 games. They're 7-3. 9 games is within their reach. Tough games left. Absolutely within their reach. Yeah. That can happen at Arizona. Kansas State, on the other hand, they play the worst Power 4 team in football, maybe one of the worst teams in Division I football in Oklahoma State, and they struggle to win a football game. Offense looked pathetic. Offensive line, I said it. I tweeted it out, and I'll say it right now. The guys, there's 2 players on that offensive line that might be the 2 worst Power 4 guards in just in college football. And they're playing at Kansas State. It's incredible that that's happening. That's how far that program is falling. That offensive line yesterday was atrocious, is being nice. That program is in a free fall. They didn't look interested. They didn't look, I mean, if they put that forth effort against Utah, they'll get beat by 5 touchdowns, and it'll be 5 touchdowns in the first half. That's how bad they looked. These 2 programs are going in the absolute opposite direction. And it was plain to see, and yesterday said everything that you needed to see. I'm going to be interested to see how the next 2 games play out, because Kansas State has Utah and Colorado left. Arizona, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, has Baylor, and I know they have Arizona State left. We'll see. But these are 2 programs going in the opposite direction that nobody would have thought at the beginning of the year. That's what Big 12 is about. But, man, when one team struggles, another team takes its place. That's Big 12 football, man. We've seen it. We see it over and over and over again. And maybe it's just a 1-year thing for Kansas State. Maybe they can get it figured out. But to be honest, unless wholesale and big-time changes, not necessarily the head coach, but changes to that staff and better players, unless that happens, I don't see it getting better anytime soon. I don't see it getting better. But I do see it getting better at Arizona, because they do have the staff. They've made the changes, and they're playing good football, and I don't think it's going to be a 1-year wonder. I think they are just getting started out there in Arizona. Looks like both Arizona, because, again, Arizona State got a program built too. So they jumped into the Big 12 head first and said, let's get after this thing. Good for them. Good for them. So I'm excited, man. I'm still excited. I love covering this conference. I love talking about this. Is my favorite time. We get sort of closer to Thanksgiving, and the football mixes over with the good non-conference basketball, man. I'm telling you. So I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you for watching the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. This has been a Spirit Street production.